laced up.
Let's go!
It's time for Banter with the boys.
Welcome back to Banter with the Boys. Fast laps for the first time in like weeks.
Yeah, it's been a moment. Since
Weeks. That's why it was a horrible intro.
No, it was great.
That was great.
That was
flawless.
Joe's here.
I'm finally here, guys. I'm not dead.
Joe's
awesome.
Joe's not dead.
This is the first place I've been since my house for like 3 weeks. It feels good.
Joe's been.
I've been
uber sick.
Locked in a room. I've been uber sick.
Uber.
Yeah. Feeling good though.
Mega.
Feeling good. Ready to be here.
Mega sick.
And then on the other hand, before he was sick, I was uber sick.
Yeah.
I also was bedridden.
Yeah, so I guess for the timeline, I suppose, because we've missed 2 episodes.
Yeah,
at
and
least.
one of the ones in there I couldn't make, so we each
Yeah.
like missed a
I think we
different
missed
episode.
it's been a minute since you've seen us, but we're back.
So we figured since the 2025 season's been over for a minute that we'll just go ahead and recap it anyway. Kev's here too, by the way.
Kev.
He's back there chilling like a villain. You already know. Let's just go ahead and get right into our season recap, Kev. Before we start with our season recap, which of course will be starting with Smeltzy with Alpine. So before we get into that excitement, Joe has something going on. I don't know. I'm supposed to toss it over to Joe.
Yes, it's been weeks since Christmas, and I've been sick as a dog.
Weeks.
We have not met, so I have not been able to pass this. Listen, you have found a newfound love of a person and a team this last season.
Yes.
And your team was so god awful that I just felt so bad.
Yeah.
So I emailed a couple people and I got a couple responses. So without further ado,
No.
let's see.
No.
This one is for Mike.
Mike.
Name kind of smudged a little bit, but
Mike.
it should
Grimace,
still
Look
be
at this.
legible.
Okay, hold on.
It's
If you're on
Grimace
YouTube,
versus-
you have to check this wrapping
Yeah,
paper.
there's some
right now.
crazy
This is some
wrapping
freaking F1 wrapping paper.
Yeah, there you go. Kev.
Elaborate.
Where do you get that?
I believe it was
F1.com?
Amazon.
Oh, no.
You get
That was
And it was
Etsy.
literally the hardest. Like it was like not easy to find.
Get
and then
F.
Use this-
Smeltzy,
What?
something for you as well.
use this to wrap Jenny's present next year. The Shabuzi CD.
So I
Wait a
emailed.
minute.
So
Did you see who it was from? Who's
I
yours
emailed
from?
a couple people. People.
Mine's from Zach Brown.
There you go. So
Oh, no.
they got back to us.
Oh, no.
Zach Brown and Helmet sent us some gifts for you guys.
I don't believe you for a
Notably,
minute.
It's gonna be great.
Helmet
I think
Marco,
you-
good friend of mine.
I mean, can we open them?
Yeah,
I mean,
let's,
Yeah,
uh,
I mean,
who should we start with? I think
him.
All right, yeah.
I'm already starting.
Mike.
It's a good idea.
So this
Oh
is
my God.
this. It's so funny
I
that
gotta
you're
keep this
ending.
tag.
You're ending our season with this when this is the way I started the season. With your Max Verstappen T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure to show my complete and full address to the camera. You got a note there at the top too.
I did. Yeah. Let's see.
What's that say?
What did my good buddy Helmet say? Ich habe in Ihrem Podcast
he wrote it in German?
gehört, dass Sie Max Grobster Fan sind. Vielen Dank für Ihr.
So what does that translate to?
Well, I'd love to translate it.
Oh,
but
here.
I would,
I actually took some German
Oh yeah,
classes.
here we go. So Joe will help us
Yeah,
out.
let me. Okay.
He's got the English version.
So
He was
no,
ready.
it's the same. It's the same thing.
Same one, clearly.
Same one. So while you're unwrapping that, while you are unwrapping that, Kev, if you want to push to me, I'll go ahead. I heard from your podcast that you were Max's #1 fan. Thank you for your support. I look forward to being your favorite Red Bull employee going forward. Helmet Marco.
Let's go.
That's a little.
That didn't age very well.
Did not age
That did
very
not
well.
age very
But
well.
What did he get you?
Let's take a look. See. So.
It's a #1 Max Verstappen
Number one
fan.
Max Verstappen fan.
Wow, that's awesome.
What is this? What is this?
Are those drink glasses?
Unleash the Lion. Stay hydrated. What is
Man,
it?
Helmut
Oh,
really-
it's from Verstappen.com.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
Are they drink glasses to drown your sorrows? That's awesome.
Yes.
Yes, finally.
Oh my God.
You know,
Right.
unironically,
Honestly, a
I
good
will
hat.
wear it. It is
Kind of a
actually a
good
good
hat.
hat.
Are you a flap rimmer?
Huh?
You can deal with the flat rims? Or
I can deal with flat rims. I do both. I do both. It kind of
Fair
hurts.
enough.
And then, of course, I'm so tilted about this.
Let's
A
go.
Red Bull Lego set. I wanted my
you gotta
first.
build that.
I wanted my first one to be Audi, but now my first one is freaking Red Bull.
Well, it's Max Verstappen, probably is more specifically.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Is it Maxwell?
Does it say? Hey, this says 6+. I'm not allowed to play with this.
Oh, it's got the number 1 on it. Yeah, it's Maxwell.
I'm not allowed to play with this. This says 6+.
Yeah.
We can.
Well, I'll
that's
just send it back to.
You gotta let him know that it's
Helmet will-
not gonna work out.
Yeah,
Helmet will-
I'll. Well, I can't. Weirdly, I've tried emailing him back, and I just keep getting like a pushback email. Like
That's weird. I could have
I don't-
sworn he's like
this-
he's the core of Red Bull, right?
Helmet.marco@redbull.com doesn't work anymore for some reason.
This email is no longer receiving messages or
exactly.
being monitored.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But that's great. Hey, Helmet really did you good.
Hey, that's great. I
Sorry,
love
I'm
that.
sorry for your loss this season. That's
Yeah.
rough.
My
but
good buddy who
it
sent me
looks
these
good.
great gifts.
Yep, it looks
Wow.
good. Yeah, #1 Red Bull fan. You traitor.
I'll
You
remember
absolute
this.
traitor.
Dude,
I
you
feel
guys,
like-
you guys could match now with your Maxwell
With our
shirt.
Mac
Oh,
stuff, yeah.
Hey, why don't you open up yours?
Yeah,
buddy?
let me see what Zach Brown got me.
Zach Brown, yeah, this one was he was a busy guy. You know,
I bet.
doing all the things,
celebrating and
and
you know.
and being cringe to his drivers on radio messages and
Hold on, sorry, I'm opening this.
yeah, I was gonna. I was.
Hey,
I,
is this the
as
world
soon as he started
champion?
unwrapping, I realized how bad for the mics that probably is. But
Is this the
That's
world
okay.
champion hotline?
I don't think I taped it too difficult, so you might be able to just break it open.
just for my good buddy Helmet though. I'll continue
Hopefully.
to wear this hat.
Yes, here we go. Yes.
What did he send you?
Very good. There's some paper in here.
And he heard.
Oh my god.
He heard that you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He heard that you love flat rims.
Let's go.
Yay! Flat rims are great. God, I really hope it fits.
God, I really hope it fits.
I am now a McLaren fan. I
Yes.
guess, or
He
have-
finally can
McLaren
wear something
garb.
that isn't Alpine.
Yes.
which is true. Hey.
Actually,
it fits.
really,
It looks like it fits
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, do
And
I
you
look
know-
good in orange?
You look great. You
It's
look
fabulous.
The best
Fabulous.
you've ever looked. Actually.
And you know what? This is so fitting, Joe, because I don't know if you overheard. I was giving him crap earlier about I am wearing a McLaren shirt. It's kind of hard to see
Now
because it's
we're
black
all-
on black.
yeah, now we're all wearing
all three of
McLaren
us are
kit.
wearing
Yeah.
some amount of McLaren merch.
Oh, me? No. Oh man. Well,
We're all wearing McLaren.
thanks
kit now.
to Zach Brown
Zach
for
Brown.
answering Joe's email because that seems like something that would be real.
Since we're on the topic of getting the F1 gifts and stuff like that, I was gonna get you an F1 gag gift, and what was it, Qatar maybe or something like that? I was literally just about to buy it, and we were watching, and this was when Max was still potentially about to fight for the championship, and he goes, you said, I want you to know that if you get me anything Max Verstappen related, I will not find it funny. I
I
will be
know.
so pissed. And I was like, cancel order, cancel order, cancel order, cancel order. I'm like,
I specifically said if he wins,
abort.
if he wins and you get me anything, I'm probably not gonna like
Yeah.
it. I think if you would have given it to me now though, when he won, I think
Yeah.
I probably would have been fine. It's
It's-
just right after it would have been. It would have
It's
been
the
tough.
funniest thing too.
It would've been a
I don't
tough
even care if
pill
I
to
tell you.
swallow.
It was like a throw. It was a cover for a throw pillow, but it was the Sid Verstappen.
Oh no, I would have loved that.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was gonna get you that, but alas, you scared me with your comment.
I was in a dark place. I think
Yeah.
it was like right when McLaren's were like it was like really close and I was
When Max actually had a real shot
yeah
at
it
doing
was like
it.
looking
Yeah.
real dire. Yeah,
Oh god.
that entire weekend I was kind of
yeah, that was rough.
that was a rough weekend.
now that that's done.
Amazing.
What a trip.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Wow. Well,
Merry-
appreciate
Merry
that.
Christmas.
It's only fitting that my first McLaren hat comes from a McLaren fan. I mean, Zach Brown. So
I mean, he's a
that
McLaren
makes
fan.
He's a
sense.
so,
McLaren.
yeah.
He's
Yeah, right.
honestly the
probably
biggest
the biggest
McLaren fan.
McLaren
probably.
fan,
Yeah, big flamer. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well, suppose let's start here. We're gonna go ahead and start with Alpine.
Yeah, we're just gonna run through teams, right?
Yep.
And maybe just talk about
Just
some points. of the
touch on a
season.
couple
Yeah.
things. Nothing
about the
too
season.
crazy. We'll probably still end up being shorter than a race recap, but we always say that. So
That's true.
Short one.
yeah, this will be a short one here. So Kev just
Sorry,
said, "Damn
Kev.
it."
Sorry.
My first note for Alpine is just but. B-U-T-T, but it was bad this year. I mean, they finished 6th in constructors last season. Felt pretty confident coming into this season, and now we know that if I'm feeling confident, you can't trust it. So
We all thought that Alpine was going to have a strong season.
we really did. Gasly with only 22 points this year, compared to 42 last year. Franco, nothing. Franco had 5 points last year.
Hey, but you know what? Take this, and hold this with pride. They now have the record of the best worst team.
That was coming. Yeah, you're right. 100%. They do have the best. They've earned the most amount of points as the worst team ever in F1. So there is something to be said about that, which
Wait.
means that our season was very
that
competitive.
is really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I love that.
But that proves that this season was
a good
actually
season.
more.
And-
Yeah,
It was more
record-
competitive. Yeah.
That record was last held by Haas.
of course it was.
Cool.
When
Of
one-
course.
That's actually great. I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because last season we had did any teams not have any points at the end of the season?
No, because I think Kick
This year?
Sauber did
Last
score.
season.
Oh, last season.
Kick
Last
Sauber
year,
scored
I
2
should
points
say.
literally at Abu Dhabi.
That's right.
So
Oh,
every
okay.
team did have points.
Okay.
But it was literally two.
Literally
was
2
rough.
points.
Yeah,
He came in,
yeah.
I thought, 9th, right?
So yeah, Franco with nothing this year. Jack Doohan, nothing. Ocon had 23 points in 2024, so there's at least some hope for the second car this season, but nothing doing. And Alpine kind of gave up early in the season with upgrades, and we're kind of like, we're just gonna get ready for the 2026 car. Even with all that, Gasly still made his way into plenty of Q3s, and was as competitive as one could possibly be in that car, I would think. I'm really curious to see what 2026 brings to Alpine. Our last 2 or 3 episodes, in one of those, I was like, I'm done with Alpine. I'm only going to be a Pierre Gasly fan. They're going to be running Mercedes power units in 26. I'm kind of excited about that, at least. It's not going to be a Renault power unit, at least. So I'm not hating on Renault. Don't get me wrong. Hating on Renault F1. But, so I don't know. You can only go up, right? From last place.
I mean,
it just wasn't a great season. But again,
I mean,
I have bad news. They can actually do worse
They can
next
do worse,
season.
unfortunately. They
They
good.
can
they
get
can score
11.
less than 22 points, I
Exactly.
guess.
Exactly.
They can-
So they can do worse.
At least
unfortunately.
they finished in the top 10 this time. They could potentially finish outside the top 10 this next year. So they could literally do worse.
Shut up.
If it's any consolation, I
That's where
really
Audi
don't
will
think
be.
that's
the
going to happen.
thing.
Oof, man.
I really don't think
It's
that's
gotta
going
hurt
to
to hear that, bro.
Yeah, sorry.
gotta hurt.
I'm
Ooh,
sorry.
way to scare me. Audi was the first on the track. Ooh. Yeah, no. Yeah, all in all, bad season for Alpine. But again, I'm rejuvenated on Alpine a little bit. Looking forward to 2026. Of course, I'm a big Pierre Gasly fan, and no hiding that.
Yeah, poor Gasly. What a shame. It's just
Seriously.
given such a horrible car, and he has true talent. I really believe that, and I think I truly believe he's getting better every single season, and he's just not able.
I'm just,
to really-
like, I'm curious. What would he actually do in one of the top 4 cars?
I
Like,
genuinely
could
think
he be competitive with these guys? you
I
know?
genuinely think that if you were to put him in a top car, give him a few years to make sure that he's got the vibe down. If he were in a top car, he could be a world championship contender.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go. I personally don't think I'd go that far, but I also just don't know. I just don't know.
I think he
how-
could fight to be in the top 5 in
Yeah.
drivers by the end of the year. You know,
I mean, if he's in a top car, then
if he's in the
I sure
top
hope
car.
he does.
Right.
That's kind of a given.
wow.
I mean, if
There
we've
was one
seen-
top car missing from
The top
the top
six.
8. You know, if we're gonna
I mean, true.
if we're gonna
That is
count
true.
Ferrari,
Yeah,
Red Bull,
true.
Mercedes, and McLaren as like
Yeah.
the top bona fide 4 teams,
Right.
right? There was one car missing from there, so.
That's a really
And
good point,
Gasly
yeah.
used to race for that team a long time ago. It feels like, but anyway, we won't go down that rabbit hole. Let's move on. Let's move to Kick Sauber. Actually, Mike has the next 3. All 3 of his teams finished right. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So Kick Sauber though,
Yeah.
You really
better
know how to
season
pick
than
'em.
last year.
Wait, Kick Sauber, didn't they? I thought Haas finished.
No, Haas finished in
Ninth.
front of Kick Sauber, didn't they?
No.
Yes,
Did they?
9 points.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, well, I stand corrected.
Dude, that's like your favorite team. What are you doing?
That is my favorite. Listen, season's over.
Hey, it's been
I'm
a
in.
long time
in
since
order-
seasons have
I'm
been
in the
over.
Haas I'm in the Audi waiting room. Haas is. I don't want to play with you anymore.
So, wow.
So you're gonna keep Aston and Kick Sauber. Are you gonna drop Haas though?
Oh
You're
no,
just
no,
not-
no, no.
yeah.
I mean, if anything,
You
like
have so much merch.
my top 3 teams would be Audi, Haas, and would be Audi. Well, it's the same
yeah,
three
it's the
teams.
same
It's
thing.
just
I know.
Kick Sauber just because
didn't know.
you're gaslighting.
You had me for a second. Yeah.
You're gaslighting.
And he did it. He did it well.
And gosh darn it, he did it well.
Yeah.
Okay, Kick Sauber. Honestly, like, I'm satisfied with what I saw out of the season. Like, I think most of the teams did well. Most of the teams really nailed their concepts for the car for this season.
Nico had a couple
Obviously-
outstanding races.
Nico on first ever podium with a Sauber. Last time we saw the Sauber on the podium was, I think, 2013. So, like,
They probably partied all night.
it was, yeah,
team.
I mean, they deserved it.
Yeah.
So, like, it was super satisfied. And this team that we saw this season is basically what we're going to have, almost exactly what we're going to have for Audi next season. This was basically Audi in everything but name. So at this point, like, this is a good showing that, you know, they're prepared for next season. They're going to come in. They spent pretty much this whole season preparing for 2026.
And again, coming out of the most competitive season we've seen in F1 in a while, it's
Yeah.
very curious as to how 26 is going to go.
They had, last I heard, they had the record for they won the like pit stop championship or something like that. Like they
Oh,
had
okay.
the fastest average pit
Sure.
stop on the grid, which is
Dang,
crazy to
Sauber did?
consider.
Kick Sauber did?
Yeah,
Wow.
crazy to consider from what they were.
Sauber had 70 points this season.
Yeah,
Alpine had 65 last season in 6th place. That's how
Right.
that's
That's how crazy
this season
competitive
was.
it was.
yeah. So like I'm
point.
super satisfied with the season
Yeah.
and super excited. Like Audi is super excited about next season. They feel really good about their engine. So I'm really looking forward to next season. I'm happy with Kick Sauber. Really happy with Gabby. He did a really good job for his first season fighting against Nico. Like they were basically head to head in every metric. Nico just slightly eking him out in both qualifying and race finishes.
Gabby was the only driver that Pierre Gasly beat in points,
Yeah,
other than his
sorry.
counterparts.
So yeah, it was.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was great. I'm satisfied with Kick Sauber.
Okay.
Looking
Okay.
forward to not wearing
yeah.
green again next season.
I think we all predicted them to be last.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pretty
yeah.
handily, yeah.
Very, very good showing.
But
from
70
them.
points
70
is not.
points is-
I mean, even.
I think
I
we've
wouldn't even
seen
be
seasons,
disappointed. Like, and you're not, right?
No,
as
I mean,
a fan.
coming from a season where they didn't score any points until the very last race. No, this is. I mean, it's
to
definitely
70,
progress.
and to your point, above where Alpine would have been in 6th
Yeah.
last year. That just blows my mind.
And if they truly didn't
I
focus
saw you
on,
looking at my hat.
I mean, if they didn't truly focus, it looks so good. If they didn't truly focus on this year's car the whole season, they started preparing for next. I mean, progression, right? Like it should be there, unless they Alpine it somehow and go backwards.
It's
which
possible.
it's possible. I mean,
New regs, it's
we don't know how. I mean, new regs. I mean, that's a whole other
Alpine
conversation.
it.
but- yeah, I'm really sorry. That's rude.
Let's
Okay, we could also
effing
say,
back the
assuming
F
that they
up
don't
here,
Mercedes it and show up next season without side pods,
That's true. They did
they
do
could
that.
they could do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, nonetheless,
And who knows?
Do I-
They could McLaren it and just
do I
wake
put the
up.
other hat on now?
Yeah, just
Yes,
for Haas.
actually.
Yeah,
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 go
just for
for it.
Haas. Yeah.
Make sure I get
Did you
into-
bring your Aston hat?
Where is your uniform? No, I didn't.
I thought about bringing hats for each one, but I don't have a fitting Ferrari one. So.
I thought about bringing all my hats too,
Not yet.
but I decided
Not
against
yet.
it. I should have brought them all. Yeah. So Haas, it was another good season. Like again, satisfying. Like we did better than Alpine did last season in 6th, and I feel like we can keep saying that for more of the teams as we go forward. It's crazy. So I had
Yeah, it
predicted
is
that Haas was going to have a really good car going into this season. And I mean, I was right in that regard. I was not expecting the other teams to also have rocket ships that they were going to have with them as well, because how could you predict that? So, like, I'm satisfied. Esteban Ocon underperformed from what I had expected, but Ollie Behrman completely overperformed from what I expected. I expected him to be good, and I felt like he did great. So, as a Haas fan, I'm really, really happy and really excited and really depressed that this probably means that I've got him for one more season before he goes to Ferrari.
Ollie? 100%. Because
Yeah.
because
Oh,
what does Lewis do after next season? You know, no.
I don't think they get rid of Lewis.
No, I don't think they're getting rid of Lewis either.
I don't-
This is my
especially
hot
not-
take.
What if
not
Lewis
this early?
What if
Not
Lewis is done though?
I don't
What if
think
he
Lewis-
I don't
calls
think
it
Lewis
done
is-
after next
I don't think
season?
Lewis is done.
I don't think Lewis done it.
Unless the car is truly awful next year,
Right.
I think he'd look for a different seat before he'd.
I think he sticks around because Charles has already said that if Ferrari drops the ball again next year, he's in the driver market. He's
Charles
already
is?
Really?
Charles. Yeah, Charles has already said that he's
Interesting.
like, I know I'm capable of winning a championship, and that if Ferrari can't bring that to me,
So
as
Charles-
much as I love Ferrari, I want a world
So
championship.
Charles is kind of waiting to see who comes out of this 2026 season.
So
Interesting, and if somebody in that second car slacks,
so
interesting.
if Ferrari doesn't bring it this next season, I'm not worried about Ferrari
Lewis.
changing Lewis for Ollie. They're going to change Ollie for Louis. And Lewis is going to be more comfortable. I got that super backwards.
Wait, so do you mean that they could demote Lewis to Haas?
No.
and bring-
Lewis, no, I'm sorry.
he
Lewis
said-
is
he
going to
said it
stay
right,
at
I think.
Ferrari.
Okay.
Lewis is going to stay at Ferrari, and Ollie's going to go up to Ferrari. And then Charles will go wherever he goes.
Oh.
And Lewis is going to stay because now Lewis will be the lead
Is the number one
driver,
driver
at
again.
Ferrari instead of
That
having
might be Lewis's
instead of
best
dealing
chance.
with Charles, and Lewis can really spearhead where that car is going in development so that it's better suited for him, as opposed to right now where they've got two lead drivers effectively, so they need to really kind of split the burden between the two.
That's
I-
probably his best chance to
mean-
be in a top 4 car.
I don't think that's what the issue is right
No.
now. I don't think it's because they have too talented of drivers. I think it's because their strategy and their car is bad.
True. That's fair.
But to bring it back to Haas, you said you kicked it off by saying you're sad because you might not be rooting for him anymore because he's going to go to Ferrari. It's like I worry he's not going to get the chance because what other seats can you go to? I just don't see. It's hard for me to see a world unless somehow Charles finds himself in maybe the second Red Bull seat.
So-
like I just
So
don't.
that
I don't
ran
see.
through my
I don't
mind,
see
I
a
don't see that
seat. I
happening.
don't see a seat opening.
Where's the
you
hat?
know? I don't see a
Missing in action.
I don't see a seat opening that's going to be competitive enough for Charles to be like, yeah, I'm going to leave Ferrari. When Ferrari's like, they could maybe come back. I just don't think I mean,
The tinfoil hat's on.
for who?
For me. So the thing that's, and a lot of people are speculating this online right now,
Sure.
is that Aston is braiding it next year. Aston is seeming like they're going to be a
Please,
team.
for the love of God.
Keep
going.
They're
Sorry.
not
Sorry.
necessarily going to win the championship next year, right? But they are probably going to have a really strong design. And they're going to have really strong departments. And why am I blanking on his name? Fernando has said that if he gets a car where he can get some race wins again, and he gets a strong car, he wants to retire on a season where he has a good car. So if this next Aston model is good, then we'll see Fernando leave at the end of this next year. And if Fernando leaves, then that seat opens up. And Aston has already opened up and said the fact that they are very interested in Charles Leclerc.
Oh, of course. Who wouldn't
Interested
be?
in
Who wouldn't be
Who
interested
wouldn't
in
be,
Charles
right?
Leclerc?
Right.
This is too
Alpine's interested in Charles Leclerc,
Charles-
FYI.
This is crazy driver movement.
You've seen the
stuff going on.
always sign. We need to get the whiteboard with all. Yeah, that's what I feel like what's happening right now.
Charlie from friggin'
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pepe
Yeah.
Sylvia. Yeah, it's
There's some crazy stuff going on. That's why I said my tinfoil hat.
Yeah, yeah.
None of this stuff may happen. There's a lot of predictions that the driver market next season is going to be crazy.
Is it?
But
I just feel like there's not
Allegedly.
going to be seats. But
we'll see what happens.
Maybe we can talk about that later.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Well, since you brought up Aston,
I mean, do you want to touch on Ocon at all?
I mean, I kind of did. I was a little disappointed. He didn't fully disappoint me. Like, I feel like there were some people who were claiming that he was going to be just completely terrible and just not do anything. And I mean, he did fine. Like, he didn't really like screw the pooch or anything, but he also didn't blow me out of the water. So
Yeah, I think he finished below Ollie.
he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, for sure. Like pretty handily, I believe. And I think
yeah,
Ollie
looking
beat.
right at
only
it.
by
3
only
points.
by 3 points. Yeah,
Okay,
not
sure.
too bad. But
I do know that Ollie did beat him in
That's the
almost
one tied
every
with
metric.
Liam. So
Like, yeah.
I was first year with Haas, so there's some
Right.
kinks to work out there too.
Exactly. And there is also the point that Oliver Behrman currently has 10 penalty points on his license. He is in the Kevin Magnussen position.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
shoot.
So, yep. So maybe it's the second Haas seat. The second Haas seat gets lots of penalties.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, Aston, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yep.
understand.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about Aston. I feel like they kind of were under the radar most of the season. They were like,
I think they could come out of the season pretty hot to
Oh,
start
I-
26.
I think they're going to be super crazy good at the start of the next season. So I think if there's any like I've had some crazy predictions going through my head for next season. It's wild, some of the stuff that I've been hearing. So like, yeah, I think they really spent this whole season just trying to eke by, and that's really all it came down to. Like, Lance had the best start he's ever had to a season. Lance also managed to pick up his record for the most Q1 exits out of any driver in F1 history.
Well,
So, I mean, ups and downs.
I feel
Lance
like
a lot.
for as badly as I perceived Aston and Lance, they really didn't do a bad job this year. They had obviously bad showings, but like they got to 7th, right?
you-
It was like I said, it was super under the radar. It was a bunch of like kind of middling performances, but they were consistently middling.
Yeah.
So like, it's fine, I guess. So I really don't have a whole lot to say about
Tis
them.
fine, you guess. Okay, I was like, is that the best season Lance has had? But no. In 23, he had 74 points, which was good for 10th in driver standings at that time, which blows my mind that Lance was 10th in driver standings ever at the end of the season.
That Aston was really strong.
But probably this. Okay, nope. In 2021, he's got 34 points. So, but a decent season for his career in general. So it wasn't. It's not like it was horrible. Which we like to crap on Lance here. You know,
But like at the start,
he's
of the
easy
season,
to crap on. He don't move.
At the
I
start of the
tried-
season, we were giving him his
I
flowers.
was.
Yeah, true,
I tried
very
doing
true.
less, so it's just he goes from like it seems like he cares to it seems like he not care. It was nice
Yeah.
seeing like interviews where he'd had good showings and how like hyped he was.
Yeah.
You know,
He definitely goes in spurts.
I'm like less just like I don't want to dog on him anymore because it's so easy.
easy. Yeah,
you know?
it's too
It's like,
easy.
I just want to be like, bro,
Now you gotta
if you
talk him
don't
up.
want to be here, leave. You know, like give the seat up.
That's what everybody wants.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying like, what do you want? You know?
Yeah, right. I think he wants to win, is what he wants, but
Yeah.
he's not there. He's not gonna do it.
I mean, he was pretty even with Alonso all season.
For the first half of the season, he was. In the back half of the season,
Not so much.
no, not even
Nah,
close.
I guess you're probably right.
I thought I heard this statistic was like Alonso outqualified Lance like 14 races straight.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. It was just straight up wrong.
yeah, like at the beginning,
You're right.
Fernando.
The beginning of the season, I feel like they were pretty neck and neck.
But that's because Fernando was having a bunch of bugbears and DFQ or DSQs and like car problems and everything was going wrong for him at the beginning half of the season. And the back half, everything was just normal, and he was Fernando Alonso again.
Yeah.
Right, all right. Let's move on to the old Racing Bulls. This season was an interesting one for the Racing Bulls, Red Bull in general, but the Racing Bulls more specifically, they doubled their points from last season exactly. They had 46 last year. They came out with 92 this year. That's pretty outstanding.
Where did they come from?
Great question. Finishing 6th in constructors. Hadji with 51 points, which is pretty solid. Kev's boy,
Was this the year that they basically just took Red Bull's car?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Okay.
Which
That's where it came
could be
from.
why it was fast. But Hadjar tying Nico Hulkenberg in points this season, tied for 11th. Nico technically gets the nod. I don't know how that works. But either way, almost cracking the top 10. Fernando Alonso with 56 points this season. So he almost put his name in there for the top 10, which out of Racing Bull doesn't seem that crazy.
Yeah.
All in all, a good rookie season for Hadjar, hence why he's moving up. Liam, though, 38 points. He only got 2 races, I believe, in the Red Bull before Yuki came into play.
Literally 2.
And Yuki didn't race well either.
We'll get to it.
But yeah, we'll get to it. But Racing Bulls had a couple good races. Monaco and Baku were pretty great races for the Racing Bulls. Hadji with a freaking podium.
Yep.
It's the first podium for Racing Bulls in a minute. That was at the Netherlands. So a lot of good things actually to look at for the Racing Bulls, and whether or not they can repeat at 6th or can they get better. They're a pretty good chunk behind Williams and fighting with Aston and Haas most of the season, which is still wild to say to me. I fully expect them to do whatever the heck Red Bull can do coming out of the season, but just at that touch lower.
Sure.
You know, I don't know. That's all I have for the Racing Bulls. I wasn't that excited about him, but it's fun to see what Hajar was able to do. And who's in that second Racing Bull seat? I forget now. Is it the new
Arvid
guy?
Lindblad.
Oh yeah, my boy, Arvid Lindblad. Bloop blop bleep, or whatever I used to call him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, the amount of times I've corrected you.
Oh yeah.
Already doing some press stuff with. I think I just saw a press release. They were standing next to some Mustang. I think they're GTDs. Max, Arvid, and I think Danny Rick was there too.
Yeah, my boy.
Yeah. So, I mean, he had a pretty good F2. I think I heard he did okay
all
F2,
right.
right?
I think he came in like third or fourth.
But I mean, as of late, the rookies from Red Bull have been decent. So
Yeah. So more to come from Racing Bulls in 26.
and who knows? Maybe he'll get up to Red Bull mids next season. Who knows?
I'm very well.
I
we'll
find
talk
that super
about
I
unlikely.
really hope, since we're still on Racing Bulls, I really hope Hadjar has a good season
I'm very
next year.
concerned.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about the
That kid is emotional
The trajectory
and-
of his career with the move to Red Bull now. I wish they would have kept him in Racing Bulls for the first year of 2026, but maybe it's a good thing because they've only had so much time to tool the car to max, so maybe he is able to give him some good testing as well, and they can make some tweaks for Isaac specifically. But excuse me, I didn't mean to just cough right
I do agree though. He is like he is very emotional, and I feel like if this Red Bull car chews him up and spits him out, he's just retiring. He's just.
I wouldn't say he's retiring. I think it's just.
I feel like it's gonna hit him super
I think it's just
hard.
gonna be tough for us to watch.
I think.
you
Well,
know.
I think he did grow up a lot this season, though.
Oh,
He did.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
got used to the ups and downs. Like, hey, not everything's gonna be freaking perfect in F1. There's gonna be a lot
I could
out of
be
your
wrong.
control, but
And like you're allowed to be emotional. I'm not trying to like. I mean, it's just.
he's trying to be Helmut right now and just tear him apart.
I just think it'll be like.
Dick.
It'll be sad. You know.
Yeah. Tearing up, you're so sad.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. No,
Oh,
I mean,
man,
with that said, though,
I just know what that Red Bull second seat does. I just know what it does.
Oh god.
He's so young.
for Kevin's sake, I hope that he does well.
All right.
Hamilton Senior can't be at every race, you know.
Yeah, right.
right. So you'll be there.
Yeah.
You ready for some Williams?
Yeah, let's talk about
All right,
Williams.
All right.
What a good
tears are
season for
gone.
Williams, bro. 5th place. You know the last time they got that high of a position? 2017. 5th place for Williams. Carlos Sainz's maiden season with them. Albon, the veteran of the team. I mean, I truly don't think you could have hoped for anything better. They were solidly in 5th. Like, no one was really touching them.
For sure.
They weren't touching 4th, obviously, but they weren't, like, 6th wasn't touching them. So, great.
They were the
great
Aston
year.
of last year, kind of. You know?
Yeah, pretty
just
much.
kind of
Just-
dominating the best of the rest, if you will.
Yeah, and having some like really kind of random but really good placements to really kind of like solidify their place. Yeah,
And it felt like Sainz and Albon could never race well in the same race. But like
Yeah.
it was one or the other that was constantly in the
Yes.
top 10 though, like almost every race.
Oh man, I feel like I'm just like reliving the trauma of like it's always one Williams car that's just not doing very well in a race, and it's like mostly
And it's usually not
Sainz.
driver controlled.
No, yeah,
It's a-
truly.
it's a car thing.
They both had some real. Sainz had some really bad luck. Both of them had some really
Especially
bad luck
early
in
on.
a lot of races. But alas, they persisted. The driver
Sainz finished
lineup
really strong.
Yeah, he did. The driver lineup is really stacked. It's obvious that James Vowles really kind of took the team and is running it well. Just kind of go through the drivers and some quick points. Albon, eighth with 73 points. He gained most of those in the first season. He did DNF 4 times, and 3 of those were back to back to back. So that was a kind of rough
that's
run
right.
for him. His highest finish was 5th in Australia, Miami, Emilia Romagna, and Hungary. Pretty stable season. I think he did exactly what was expected of him. I don't really think he had any crazy moments or like a crazy season just
What
overall.
season are you talking about? This one?
Yeah, this one.
He finished 5th in Australia?
Yeah. 5th in Australia, Miami, Emilia Romagna, and Hungary. At least that's what I read.
You can just call it Imola. That's okay.
It's
No,
not Imola.
you got to call right.
Emilia Romagna is not.
Right on.
Oh, is it Imola?
Yeah,
Oh, it is Imola.
you can just call it Imola.
Why
It's
didn't I
okay.
call it Imola? Maybe it's because I like saying Emilia Romagna.
Yeah, you do just like saying Emilia. Romagna.
Yeah, so consistent year. The car, he drove the car that was given to him. Aside from the 3 DNFs, he really only had one race where he wasn't scoring points in the first half of the season, and then he struggled a little bit more in the second half. And then Carlos
Oh,
finished.
I'm an idiot. Sorry.
No, you're good. Carlos finished right after him in ninth with 64 points. Most of those points coming from the latter part of the season. He took the first half to acclimate to his car, and he stuck with it after that. I think, and we already touched on this. A lot of his like low to no point scorings were just really bad luck. Or something happening that just kind of knocked him out. I think he got hit in one race that sent him tumbling down the grid, or he got like a really bad penalty or something like that. He didn't score in a lot of races in the second half, but when he did, he scored quite big, taking home 2 podiums, one in Azerbaijan and one in Qatar. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him kind of grow.
Come out
with
of the
Williams.
gate
Yeah,
strong. Hopefully.
I think.
Yep.
I mean, just like you say, Aston coming out, I think Williams has a really good shot to be.
I agree.
Maybe not top 3 or 4, but maybe sticking at 5th.
I think we're going to see some surprises.
I would love
at
that.
At the
I
top
would
of the
love a real
standings
mix-up.
within the first 5 races, and then things will level.
Yeah,
out
maybe
a little
leave
bit,
the
but
first team at the top, but the rest of the grid, mix them up. Mix
This
up
guy.
the bag a little bit.
guy.
You know what I'm saying, right? You get it.
Yeah, I understand.
The trend I've been hearing from a lot of people online and especially a lot of content creators, people are saying that with the reg changes and everything and all how teams have been handling the reg changes, is that this could be a season where we could potentially see a shakeup with some teams working their way further up into the grid, finishing in top 5 positions, and potentially maybe a team or two finishing below top 5 that are there. There's a chance that we could see some crazy changes. We know Williams really is firing off on all cylinders for this next season. We know Aston is firing off on all cylinders for the season. It'll be interesting.
It will.
Red Bull spent a lot of time working on their car this year, and Ferrari is Ferrari. So
Ferrari, and I'm about to talk
knows?
about Ferrari.
Might as well head into it.
100%. I just want one last point on Williams. Just an interesting fact that I found.
little
Really,
tidbit.
really quick.
Just a
I'm
little
sorry.
tidbit.
No, I'm just-
Really, really quick. The head-to-heads, I just noted this because it was probably the most interesting head-to-head that I saw for everyone. The quali head-to-head was given to Sainz, Albon with 9 and Sainz with 14, but the race head-to-head was Albon 14 and Sainz 9. So it's
that's
it's kind of
crazy.
interesting,
That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Very good.
All right. It's time to talk about the red team. If you are a true diehard Ferrari fan, this is probably a season to forget. One that you'd really want to remember. You get Lewis Hamilton joining the team, and then the car just isn't there. The strategies are not there, and Lewis is just taking a second to acclimate. Bad luck. No wins in Ferrari this year. Finishing solidly in 4th. So again, there's no they weren't really being touched by 5th, and they were never really close to 3rd, at least in the latter half.
Yep.
Yeah, it's rough.
I haven't been a big supporter of what Lewis did in the Ferrari this year, but looking at the season as a whole, you see even let's take Lando Norris for example. He different car, obviously, right? Blah blah blah. He did not finish 3 races. Well, so did Lewis Hamilton. Only 3 races he didn't finish, and he started the season 13 races in a row in points. I mean, I hope he can bounce back this year, and I'm real curious to see how Ferrari does coming out to start the gate. But to be able to finish in points 13 races in a row in a car that you're still kind of unfamiliar with.
Yep.
Originally, I was like, he's not finishing high enough. This is kind of BS. This is Sir Lewis Hamilton. He should be doing better than this. But looking at it now after the season, you're right. It should be a season to forget as Ferrari as a whole. But I actually don't hate what he did.
Yeah.
Now it's about what can he do next
6th
year.
is not a bad spot
And
to
everybody
be.
wants
I mean,
to talk how poorly Lewis Hamilton did in general, with Ferrari. But it's really not.
I mean, getting 6th
Compared
means,
to Charles, yes. Yes.
Getting 6th should mean that you're at the bottom of the top 3 teams, which is not a bad place to be. It's not exactly what's happening here, but 6th is not bad. Like you said, only coming out 3 times with nothing during a week, with no points in a weekend, but consistently grabbing points on every other weekend. So not a horrible showing, but definitely not what we were expecting. His highest finish in a race was 4th in Coda, not including his best moment this year, which was definitely a sprint win in China.
Yep.
Yeah, it was BA, by the way.
And the roughest moment came probably the same weekend when both Ferraris were DNF'd or disqualified for plank wear. Or was it the fuel? I
No,
can't
it was-
remember.
No, you're right.
But
I think-
Where-
Another issue with the
Underfloor
Ferrari
wear.
Lyco was a big issue this year. But yeah, I think it was plank wear, I believe.
I think it was plank wear too.
Yeah, and then some really rough radio calls to listen to between Lewis and his engineer this year too.
Two to start the season for sure.
Yeah, I
was
mean,
rough.
I mean, just like the contrast, and it's not fair, but the contrast between Bono and Hamilton versus them.
Somebody
is-
you've been working with for a very long time,
Yeah.
and one of your brand new coworkers you're still getting used
Yeah,
to work
I just
with.
feel like Lewis was telling him to be quiet more than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in the ones that they showcased to us, and maybe those are just.
I wonder how
highlighting
many.
his bad
I wonder how
days.
much is behind closed doors that we don't get to hear.
Or
on
they're
TV,
not
you
like,
know?
and they're not
How
even
many of
behind
those
closed door.
comms?
They're just not highlighting them. Like we could just like tune into Hamilton and listen to his radio all race long if we really wanted to. But
Yeah.
that's not where the action is.
Right, right.
And then Leclerc, honestly, with the car he was given, good year for Leclerc.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, not a great car.
No wins, unfortunately. However, he did get 3. No, he picked up second in 2 races and picked up 5 other podiums for the rest of the year. So pretty decent run. Cursed by the car and the strategy, carrying the majority of the team on his back, I would say. Hamilton did pick up some of that weight, but it just wasn't enough for them to keep ahead of Mercedes or Max, unfortunately. I kind of wrote here, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, but like the dream of like driving a Ferrari, it's got to be a painful one right now because they're just like last year, the end of the season, really like pretty good, I would say, and then this year it's just they're like there, but they're not.
Yep.
They're not where they're just so close, but they're just not where they want to be.
They're the worst of the best.
Yeah, they're the worst of the best, and that's honestly gotta hurt because
Yep.
I mean, right now the grid is divided by 4 and 6 teams essentially,
Yep.
and yeah, it's a hard place to be in. I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like last year 5th was like the no man's land a little bit, like it was
For
one team
drivers?
and no one else.
Oh,
For
constructors.
teams. This year it was 4th.
Yeah, it was asked.
And then 5th, and so 5th and 4th and 5th were in their own no man's land across the continents or something, and then
Yep.
the top 3. So yeah, tough one for Ferrari. I don't know how they're going to do next year. I don't know if you guys have heard if they've been working on their car or anything, but it doesn't look. Your expression
Doesn't look good.
Okay, well,
I don't know anything about like the aero departments and stuff like that. That stuff that hasn't been talked about a whole lot.
And
but
Haas is still using Ferrari.
there's a whole lot of
plants.
news about engines
Sure.
because that's the big thing with the new engine regs, and Ferrari has been rough. They are struggling. They are screaming and crying to the FIA, asking for rule changes, changing the allocation of battery versus engine and things like that. And it's tough. And I actually heard a story. I don't know how true this is because it comes from engineers who maybe just are blowing smoke, but a bunch of Renault engineers, when they left Renault, when Renault closed down their operations, they went to different teams, and a handful of Renault engineers went to Ferrari, and they got their hands on the Ferrari engine and said, this looks worse than what Renault was building, than Renault's concept engine. This looks worse than what Renault had in line. And Renault stopped developing their engine a year before Ferrari did. So that looks really, really rough. So I'm worried about.
So here's to a good 26 for Ferrari.
I'm worried about Ferrari and their customers next year.
Let's see. It would be the Max Bulls up next. The old Red Bulls.
The old Red Bulls.
Max
Max.
giving himself a freaking chance at WDC late in the season. Yeah, big fan here. Big fan.
He was. I'm just gonna come out and say it. The best driver on the grid this year. Like crazy performance, crazy comeback at the end of the season.
He grabbed
Absurd.
421 points of Red Bull's 451 points.
Oh my god, it's hard not to just like watch this. I will never forget watching him get out of that like grass in that incident in Mexico.
Yeah.
It was Mexico, right?
Mexico,
I will
yep.
never forget, like, because he almost kept it pinned just through the grass, narrowly
right.
missing the wall. He is just a
Cojones.
monster. He's a monster. Probably, I mean, in at least obviously I didn't get to watch Hamilton's, like his run. I didn't get to watch, the people
Yep.
before that.
He was
but
pretty,
in
he was
my
pretty perfect.
in like in my viewing kind of history, the greatest of all time at the moment. It's
Right.
just crazy work from Max.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he gave us something we knew we were going to probably get. It's that second seat, the second Red Bull car that gave some problems. Yeah, Liam only got 2 races, I believe it was, before Yuki was swapped in. And Yuki was only able to grab 30 points the rest of the season. He grabbed 3 early on from Racing Bulls, but then he was only able to get 30 the rest of the season. That's really low for a second Red Bull car. And actually, Checo just came out, I think it was today, and said something like the second seat at Red Bull is the worst seat in F1.
Yeah,
You know,
clearly.
So I which brings me to being concerned about Hajar starting 2026 massively. Other than the fact of new regs, that's the only thing
that's the
that
only
could
saving
possibly
grace.
save him.
Yeah.
You know, so Max is elite. We know that. The second Red Bull seat, the verdict's out. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. We talk about Red Bull all the time, so we can go ahead and move on. It's fine. Before my computer dies, so I can talk about Mercedes quick, because it's about to. So one of you guys might have to pull up the doc. Oh, no, I can pull it up on my phone, too.
I got the doc here.
Mercedes, the first thing I put down was progression, because in constructors they finished P4 in 2024. This is the first season without Lewis Hamilton in a very long time, and they were still able to get 2 wins out of their senior driver now in George Russell, Canada and Singapore, and then finishing ultimately in second in constructors. So I think that was a big win for Mercedes. Kimi becoming the youngest driver to ever claim a pole in a sprint quali was pretty cool. I think he had a really good start to his rookie season, then kind of got up and down a little bit, which kind of hurts his chances for Rookie of the Year for me personally. And I'm actually kind of big into Kimi right now. I like what he brings. George finished 4th in drivers' points at 319. He finished 6th in 2024, so moved up a little bit. Kimi finished 7th in points with 150 points. In 2024, Lewis Hamilton also finished 7th in points with 223, though. So a little different. But Kimi still finished 7th, which is still better than the Red Bull's second car for me. So that's so that's something, right?
Yeah.
That Red Bull
Quite
car,
handedly better.
no matter who's in that car, that Red Bull car should be finishing probably above a rookie driver in a Mercedes right now. So that's kind of stuck out to me. Let's see. And Albon, who was 8th, was quite a bit behind Kimi. So Kimi truly had a really great rookie season. Mercedes just couldn't keep up with McLaren either. Every time they had a chance, George was driving the absolute crap out of the car, just to even have a shot at keeping his place. If the couple opportunities he was in front of a McLaren, it just wasn't going to happen. The car just couldn't. McLaren was in a league of their own, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But multiple podiums and sprints and GPs. It's not a bad season all in all for Mercedes. I would be happy if I was them again, moving up 2 spots in constructors. Your senior driver moved up 2 spots in WDC. Let's see how you come out with the new regs next year if you're Mercedes.
Yeah, I feel like Russell. He never DNF'd, and the only time he didn't score points was in Monaco, and he scored 11th. So I feel like, Russell had a really good season.
And he usually does get 1 or 2 DNFs a year.
Season. He does, yeah.
So, he has some struggles sometimes.
Can't even say it with the WDC at the moment. So I feel like Russell really drove. He took the first seat and he grabbed it, and I think he's doing a really good job. He's obviously growing. I've always seen Russell's I guess less so because of how the car's been acting, but I've always seen him as a possible WDC, future WDC.
A lot of people say that. He's 27 years old. He's kind of getting into his prime here.
27, yeah.
Starting to get up there.
But
I
think Lando's pretty close to 27, if not 27.
I think he's 25, isn't he?
Is he?
I think he's in his mid-20s. I suppose 27 is technically your mid-20s too, huh?
He's 26. Yeah, so...
Yeah.
But it's not like George has done anything to not continue racing in F1.
Yeah.
And again, had a great season.
Yeah, he's... if there's anyone to talk about, I think there's no way he should leave Mercedes because they're just so... If they're not the top car, they're still,
They're part of that
competitive.
top 4, though,
Yeah.
still, right?
Yep.
But they could just be 4th out of the 4.
Yeah.
You're saying.
He did win Canada, but that was
And
he on Singapore. Yeah.
He had 2 wins.
Yep.
Yep. In a season that it seemed like only McLaren or Max Verstappen was winning. So
Yes.
I'll take it if I'm Mercedes. Go for it.
We didn't have a recap of the final race. So I was obviously much more jovial. Like I was very excited.
You seem not excited.
No,
to
I'm
talk about
very
McLaren.
happy.
Oh,
very
okay.
very happy with the season, but like I've calmed down since then. I haven't had F1 in weeks, so like, but
Blood pressure is down.
it was pretty clear.
Oscar's leaving after 26.
Don't do that.
And blood pressure
All right,
goes
it's
right back up.
It's back. All right. It was pretty clear who had the dominant car all year long, right? It was McLaren. From very early on in the season, pretty much going like we could see they were going to win constructors by half season. Like they were so incredibly dominant. If
Till
Lando
Max
wasn't
snuck
on the
up.
podium, or if Lando wasn't winning, Oscar probably was. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of how it was going in the first part of the season a little bit. Their biggest issue, I feel like, was a good one, having 2 alpha drivers, in the seat and needing to make the really difficult calls that they got a lot of hate online for, and probably rightfully so in some situations.
But
I
you'd
feel
rather
like,
be in that situation making a tough call on 2 good drivers than, say, Alpine situation or something,
Yeah, truly. So I think, the papaya rules really sucked this year, but I think it was probably a little worse last year, or at least it showed its fangs a little worse last year. I think some people may argue that it cost one driver or the other a championship, and I don't think that's fair, even a little bit.
I would
think-
agree. I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
I do feel like one of the driver's days in a McLaren is numbered, and I do feel like it's Oscar. But at the same time, the argument for Oscar to stay would be, at the moment, McLaren is your best opportunity to win a WDC, and
Yeah.
you just got to beat out one other driver at this point.
Yeah.
And you know how he races on the track, so it's, I don't know if I'm 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
I like if I'm Oscar, I'm like, it's a great team, great car, we know that. But am I ever going to beat Lando, though? Are they going to keep upgrading his car over mine? Who gets the upgrades? They say it's even, but, we all
feel
know
like-
that's not how that works.
I feel like there were more instances where McLaren was pulling quote unquote team orders to help Lando than there were Oscar, and I think that was mostly just because Lando put himself in more positions where it would happen. Either Oscar was either ahead or so far back that there was no need
it was
for it.
situation based.
It was, but it's hard for Oscar to see that and to look at it and think and see well, he got his WDC and he drove great, but also there were all these opportunities that were thrown away that I could have had as another driver, as the other lead driver, and it feels like it becomes easy to feel like they're picking him over me,
100%.
And I feel like a lot of fans feel that, and that's why we see a lot of that anger coming out online, is because they see that and they're very passionate. And so
F1 fans are very passionate.
It
in
was
general.
tough to be
general.
online for a while there.
it
I
was,
bet.
yeah.
I bet.
Yeah,
Hilarious memes though.
I couldn't look at them.
After the last race ended, the first thing I did is I went to Twitter.
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
you told me he's like, you should probably stay off
You
Twitter.
should say I did it. I warned you. I was like, you should
probably stay off Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Orange prevailed at the end of the day. Like a lot of other teams, they stopped developing the car midseason, and it really did become apparent by the end of the season. Max and the Merc started catching up a little bit easier by the end there. But kind of talking about the drivers quick, Piastri, third with 410 points. Fair to say, early in the season, Piastri was definitely dominating. He had a rough start in Australia, but very quickly found his pace in China. His first
God,
win
he
of the
was straight
season there.
dominating early.
Yep.
Straight dominating.
Straight dominate. He took 7 wins this season, was only off the podium 8 times the entire season.
Wow.
I feel like he's grown tremendously, and we were kind of talking about this is probably his best option, but he's also close to go. I'm gonna say it this year. Norris and Piastri evenly matched. I think either of them could have won this thing, and it was just I can't say
Lando
it was
just,
luck.
like,
It was just
outlasted
Lando
him.
was a bit more consistent, and that's kind of the word of the day I'm gonna give for Lando is he was consistent through the year.
It feels like a marathon, right? To me,
Yes.
and it feels
Yeah.
like Lando just had just enough more stamina
Yes.
than Oscar
I
did.
agree.
You know,
I absolutely agree. And I'll even go as far as to say, with seeing how Oscar's kind of trajectory is, if we have a car that's as dominant or as competitive as it was this year for McLaren, I'm putting Oscar at top. And I'll still say that if they look good in testing, I'm putting Oscar to win next year. I think that he has that drive, and I think he's proven to like excel year over year way more than any other driver that I've seen. So I'm putting him there.
God, there's a lot of exciting things
yeah.
to actually look at for next season.
So exciting.
A lot of storylines already.
A little on the down, more somber, I guess. Second half of the season was really rough for him. He DNF'd in Baku, and like he had a string of races that just weren't very good. But last two races, he got second. He kind of built up a little bit and finished the season, I think, in a really good spot. Unfortunately, he did lose second, which hurts. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
And then to finish ahead of your teammate, but to still kind of lose out, probably not the best feeling in the world. I'm sure Abu Dhabi wasn't a great night for Oscar, but he had a good season.
I mean, knowing that the not great night part is knowing that you could have been in that situation.
Exactly.
You know,
No,
that's the
that's
not
why-
great part.
yeah.
But the great part is you still helped win constructors for the second year in a row.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Second year in a row.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you finished third, pretty close to first, honestly. Like within 20 points.
And you only got
Within
beat by
8
the
points.
eventual.
within 8 points, 10 points, yeah.
And you only got beat by the eventual WDC and a guy who's won multiple WDCs.
Yes.
So
And
it's
one
like
of the greatest drivers of all
Yeah.
time.
And you
you're
are the
battling
most-
with champions.
And you are the most rookie of them all. Like
Yes.
it's
For sure.
I think he has so much good to take from this season, and I really hope he does, and I really hope he is taking this, this time to kind of relax and just get his head ready, because I think he's going to make a drive for WDC next year. And Lando said it himself that same night. He looked at him, he says, "You're going to be next." Or I don't know if he said next, but it's your time soon. Like he knew like Oscar was on the level.
I think
of him.
Lando's just happy that he's got one.
Yeah.
He just wanted to get one.
Yeah.
You know. So
I
think Oscar could win more WDCs than Lando.
I agree.
Yeah,
I 100% agree.
100% agree.
Yeah. But we have to talk about the man. We have to talk about him. Lando Norris. Yes, of course. First place with 423 points, 2 points ahead of Max in second.
Yeah,
he
dude.
got the bare minimum he needed to get in that last race
No
for him to
doubt.
win.
But he did it.
A new WDC. Really tough moments to deal
God,
with
that's
this
our
season.
first new WDC in what, 8 years then? Because Ham.
No, because I mean Max was a new WDC in 2021.
Dumb, man. Dude, that's a dumb take. Yeah, good call. Good
Dumb.
call. Because I was like, we had Max and Lewis. Well, how did Max become WGC? Ding dong. He had to be the new champion, idiot. Yeah, sorry.
But this
All
is the first-
Had to
this
beat
is
myself up internally.
The first different team other than Red Bull and Mercedes that we've had in like
For
sure,
15
for sure.
years.
There you
For
go.
sure, for
Yes,
sure.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because Vettel
Wait,
was
yeah,
winning
yeah.
before Lewis. Yeah.
Because Lewis, yeah, you're right. And then but Lewis won one with McLaren, I think.
Yeah, minute ago,
Before
long time,
Vettel?
2010.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Anyway,
Wait, no.
really tough moments to deal with that put Lando under pressure, namely crash into Piastri at Canada, the double DNF at Vegas, and a huge strategy blunder in Qatar. But season isn't won by a single race. It's won by an entire season. He missed out on points in only 3 weekends this season. And despite the one showing in Baku, if he was finishing a race, he was finishing it in the top 4. Think about that.
Yeah.
Like in Baku, bad race for him, but every other race that he finished, top 4. Consistency. That's all it was this entire season.
Yep.
It wasn't like a crazy run to the end, right next to the end like Max, or it wasn't, a really, really strong first. It was just throughout the entire season, he was there. He was taking points, taking 7 wins, 11 podiums, not counting the wins. Watching him celebrate was so special. I really
It's so cool.
It was. It was.
You
so,
can say you
It was.
cried.
It was.
Oh, I was very emotional with
I didn't.
everything else. I can't like hearing him is one thing, but then them panning to his parents. Oh, that was that.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that
a
was-
tough.
that was
yeah,
great.
that's tough.
That was great.
Yeah, if I had to give like just like best moments of like very very quickly because I know we're getting on time.
Very on time.
Very on time.
Piastri had really crazy overtakes this season. I think the best overtake was given to Max for his overtake on Piastri in
The double
Imola,
overtake?
I believe. No, it
thought that
was like turn one of Imola, like on the outside of that.
Yeah,
chicane.
just pure
That was crazy.
pure
Crazy,
insanity.
crazy. But I want to say Piastri had some really good overtakes. He had 2 on Hamilton.
Yes.
In Australia and Jeddah in areas you should not be overtaking.
Which is like
And then-
Max Verstappen.
Yes,
I'm
and then
telling you.
And then his overtake on Lando in Abu Dhabi, 4-second, was also very good. So, but besides that, Lando's championship celebrations, it took me out.
Yeah. I think for me, it's got to be Charles winning in Monaco. That was the
last
one.
season.
One time. I know.
That was
but that was the one time where I
That was
like
the best moment this
"Oh,
season that I
shit."
remembered.
He's still thinking about
still thinking about it.
Well, we know what mine was. It
all
was
right.
Nico.
which was so badass. That
Nico's
was
was awesome.
That was so
Yeah, I
awesome.
loved it.
Okay, so if I got to pick one from this year, it would be whenever Pierre didn't finish last. Okay.
Nice.
Not many. Not many. Yikes. Yeah. All right. So real briefly, we've already touched on it on most of these teams, and when I say brief, we do got to move on. But rookie of the year, who's your rookie of the year?
Who do you want to start with? I want to.
Yeah,
you said you
Mike.
have a list.
Mike.
Well, you and I, we both. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through the whole list. It's already late. You and I said
No,
that
your
we were
top rookie
arguing
of the
over who it could be, and it's between Hadjar and Ollie. I mean, Kimi drove great, but like he's also
It's the way
in the
he
best.
ended for me.
He's in the best car. He should be driving great, and like in comparison to what Hadjar and Ollie were capable of doing in significantly worse cars, like holy crap. And yeah, it's so hard for me to pick. I feel like I need to pick Hadjar, but my heart wants me to pick Ollie.
Well, naturally, right?
I feel
Naturally.
I feel like Hadjar had the better season, but I think Ollie has the better outlook. That's
Interesting.
where I'm feeling. That's where I'm sitting.
Wow. Because I mean, like, I can't, I don't think I can choose between Ollie and Hadjar, but they're right there for me as well.
They're right there, man.
You know, Ollie had the most overtakes, but he had more opportunities to do so. Because Hadjar qualified better typically.
Yep.
Hadjar had great qualifying.
Hadjar had had a higher finish in a race.
Right.
Hadjar had 10 more points than Ollie, so they were like, I mean, this isn't apples to apples. I do think the V carb was probably better than the Haas.
Yeah.
And only being 10 points away is not like something to just like kind of look away
brush
from.
aside, yeah.
Both outfinished their teammates. It's a really hard one. I was gonna pick Ollie until you said I'd be picking with my heart instead of my head.
Yeah.
And I think you're right.
Yeah. It's hard.
For a little bit of difference, I'll pick Ollie anyway.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm
Just because I do think they
put
could
this
be on
hat
the
on,
top
too.
step. They could be on the top step together, 100%. They had
Oh, yeah.
great seasons. I want Antonelli to be in the conversation, but it's really hard when he just has a dominant car.
Yeah.
He definitely had a great season.
Oh, yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think
And
in
he
gen-
didn't.
think
And he
in
didn't
general-
end poorly. He just had a really
Yeah.
poor middle. That's what it was. Really
Yep.
poor middle.
I think the rookie of the year was given to an F3 driver just for like some other reasons, but
Right.
I think technically Antonelli probably gets it like officially.
Yeah.
It's hard to
if they
argue
were to
him
give it to
going
him.
out there and
Yeah.
getting 150 points, getting in 7th.
Yeah.
But my
Give him his
argument,
flowers,
my argument for Hadjar would be beating that second Red Bull car.
Yeah.
You beat the second Red Bull car all
Right.
season fairly consistently. So it's just like that's what it is for me.
I mean, Ollie beat the second Red Bull car.
Good for him, dude. Like he didn't beat the Ferraris though. You know what I mean?
Oh,
don't
I
know.
see what you mean.
But
yeah,
but like,
Although
but you
Ollie
can't look
did
at it fully
overtake
like that,
Hamilton
right? But
multiple times this season.
there were a couple times. Hamilton still finished above Ollie, but
no, but I
He's in a Ferrari.
my
so you can't have it one way or the other.
my gut does want to give it to Kimi though, because yes, he's in a better car, but he did well in that.
Give it to Kimi, then.
in that
Give it to
better
Kimi,
car.
yeah.
Let's,
That will be
I feel
different. All right,
better.
so
I
Kimi.
feel better.
All right,
Awesome.
all right.
That's great.
All right, so real quick,
And
not a
Kevin,
high-
of course, picking Gabriel Bortoletto.
we gotta.
Weirdly, because he loves Hadjar.
Yeah,
It's
it's so
crazy.
weird. I don't know why
Wait,
he
you picked
he
Gabby
said that. I
for-
swear.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
pick
oh,
that.
you're
No, I'm,
okay.
I'm putting words in his mouth.
I was like, I did not hear him say that. Okay, real quick, I just saw this. Might have been a couple days ago actually. Joe to be the Cadillac
Yep.
reserve driver.
Yep.
I think that's a money move for him
Yeah.
because Bottas and Checo are both up there in age for F1 standards. So it's like you chill there for a couple of years, you might have another opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep. Bottas and Joe have some
It's-
good chemistry already. So
It's also great because he's a Ferrari Academy driver. He was Ferrari reserve driver. He was Sauber reserve driver, which used a Ferrari engine, and Cadillac is going to be using the Ferrari engine.
For the first
so he's going to be really
3-4
useful
years?
for Cadillac to help them with the development of their car in the simulator because he's already very accustomed to what the Ferrari engine
Sure.
can do.
Sure.
So I think it's a great look for him to be a part of the team.
I would agree 100%. Let's see here. Helmut, yes, because we didn't talk about it, steps down from Red Bull after 20 years.
Thank God.
20 years.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than
Good riddance.
finally. I don't know. No one really. There's no secret. We don't care for him. Okay.
I don't care how many hats you send me, Helmet. Yeah, I did not like the guy.
Yeah.
He
Obviously
a
Red Bull.
scourge.
I think we figured the primary reason is that we think he offered the seat to
Alex Dunn.
Alex Dunn,
So
and he did so wrongfully because they already eyeing Arvid.
He didn't check it.
Arvin.
He didn't clear it with the board. He didn't
buddy.
clear it with the Red Bull board. He simply just went up and provided a contract to Alex Dunn. Alex Dunn signed the contract. And then Red Bull came out and said, "Hey, buddy, we didn't tell you could do that.
Yeah.
We were not prepared. We did not agree on Alex Dunn." And so they're like, "You know what, Alex, you're gone." And they had to give Alex Dunn a hefty payment
Good.
because they broke his contract.
Good.
Yes, because that's messed up for him.
Because now
in
he
that
doesn't have a seat
situation.
anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, which he should. There's been a lot of talk that it sounds like he could be
did
going
get picked up. I think he did
did he?
get picked up.
Alpine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
do
I
think
thought
he did
Paul
get-
Aaron.
Paul Aaron is still there, I believe. Alpine has like a dozen reserve drivers. This is kind of what they do.
He got.
Or there's talk of him going to Alpine. Maybe it hasn't been finalized yet. Yeah, we're waiting on loading on computers and stuff.
Anyway, while we're waiting, Jack Doohan was kicked to the curb
Yes.
Jack Doohan
Jack
is-
Doohan
he's out.
he was recently released by Alpine. So
to,
that's,
quote, pursue other opportunities. So it looks like he's going to IndyCar. No, I'm just kidding.
I heard he did a test in IndyCar and did really poorly.
since we're talking about IndyCar, just very very quick, lot of F1 names coming up in the next IMSA and WEC, and I think some IndyCar showings as well. Lot of F1 names.
Really?
We're talking K-Mag. We're talking Grosjean. We're
Well,
talking,
K-Mag and Grosjean both race in some of the 24 hours stuff, don't
Yep.
they?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's. Oh man, I can't remember. There was another name that was pretty big. If I remember it, I don't want to. We're already so over time.
Oh, 100%. What were you looking up again? Oh,
I don't.
If he
I
got
can't
to it.
remember.
Alex
I thought
Dunn
it was just
Alpine.
like a
Alex
random.
Dunn.
It wasn't a factory. Like it wasn't an F1 team. It was just another team. It wasn't anything
okay.
crazy. I don't think. Okay. Quick look. Early predictions. We didn't have a final race, so we couldn't do this. But Mike, 65 points.
I also
1 point above Smeltzy.
I also
and there was no one.
calculated the bonus points.
Oh yeah, it didn't matter though.
It didn't matter, unfortunately.
Yeah.
but
so
does it move him to second?
No, not even close.
No, okay.
why'd you?
Hey, I tried.
I was trying to
buddy.
completely just like cut myself from the conversation. I was just like, yeah, it was you and Smeltzy, and that was it, and it was great.
And it
you
was
guys had a
great.
really close
And
fight,
I just had to
and
go
no
and
one else
bring
was
that up.
fighting.
And you brought it up.
I just had to twist the knife.
Yeah, I ended with 56 points. Another year where I'm last or second to last. I think I ended last season too, if I remember.
You and I were in a race for last year.
Yeah.
And it was
you
Tyler
won.
and what's his name?
Cole.
Listen,
Was it
I think
Cole?
this.
Yeah, it was Cole. Yeah.
think this
I don't know why I couldn't
confirms-
remember Cole's name.
This confirms that I am the best at picking McLaren drivers.
That's funny. That's funny.
So way too early predictions before we wrap this up, and we got to make this quick because we're definitely over time. But who's winning constructors next year and who's winning WDC? Don't need to put too much thought into it.
Incredibly early
This is
predictions,
not
yeah.
official.
This
This
is
is
not
not your
official.
official pick by any means. Yeah, I
I mean, come on, it's McLaren. It's McLaren all the way. McLaren's winning constructors, hands down. It could be Mercedes, but I don't know. They've got Kimi. It's between those two teams, and yeah, I'm putting my money on Oscar.
on Oscar.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm putting my
win
money on
WDC.
Oscar.
Okay. Similar
McLaren
but
and
flip.
Oscar. Yeah.
Oh, Oscar too.
Yes, I said it earlier. I think
okay.
like this year, I
the
think
same
it's
way.
his year. I think that progression. I think he's going to outlast Lando a little bit. Yeah.
He's gonna be on.
Boy, I'm about
It's
to
gonna be
mess
Ghost
you guys
Rider.
up. Thank God these aren't official.
Charles Leclerc.
No,
I
made that mistake.
constructor.
I
we
made
need
that
to watch.
mistake.
Like, we need to watch what happens in preseason testing before
Yeah.
we make
Oh,
any kind of prediction.
100%.
Yeah.
So my unofficial prediction: constructors, Mercedes. Yeah, yep.
Nice, love it.
WDC,
Hey, Georgie.
Max Verstappen.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I kind of hate
I kind of don't like it.
I wanted to say
want-
something crazy like George Russell,
That would
like
be
how I
cool.
said Charles was going to finish what, third or something.
I-
Did I say he was
First.
going to win it?
You said he was gonna
WDC?
win. You said he was gonna win.
Do I even watch F1? Like, that's crazy. Did I really say he was?
You
gonna
said-
win?
yeah, you
Oh
said he
my
was gonna win.
God. Anyway,
I don't want.
I like Charles.
I don't want Max or Orlando to win next year. I want someone new again because
So
that
Charles.
is
That'd be
so
dope.
much fun.
So Charles.
it
That'd
was
be dope.
so much fun. I would love it if Charles.
I would
won
love it
next
if
year.
Charles won
I'd
too.
be so stoked.
Carlos
you have no
Sainz
idea.
in a
With
Williams?
that,
Don't give me. I'm truly serious. I don't want to see Lando or Max win next year. I would love. I just God that feeling.
Would you
of
like to see
Lando
Lewis
winning is
Hamilton
so
get
good.
his eighth?
I think it'd be pretty
Over a
sick
new
if Lewis
driver.
got his eighth
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, not over a new driver. I think it's probably on the same level.
But over like would you rather see Lewis win over Lando, which is crazy, and Max?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Fair
with
enough.
that, my craziest tinfoil hat, which obviously this could very well change once we get more
And not
information
official
and we
tinfoil
see,
hat because it's
and not
on.
not
Okay,
official. But
fine.
like, obviously this opinion could change once we get closer to the season starting. But my crazy idea right now is with everything we're hearing about the engines and everything going on, is that this could be a potential season where we see Ferrari finish in 5th or worse.
Whoa, 5th or worse.
I
Okay.
agree that I think Williams is going to come out swinging next year. I also think Aston's
Aston,
going to come out
right.
swinging next
Not
year.
even a tinfoil hat moment. It's just like sad.
both of them,
Just bad.
both of them are like so gun ho about this next season, and they're firing on all cylinders.
Alpine's
and like,
gung ho.
and
Let's be real.
The,
Settle down.
Okay.
the Ferrari engine is just looking so bad that like I'm so
interesting.
worried. Like
Should I be worried about Cadillac then?
yes.
Oh, really?
Damn it.
Super quick.
Damn it.
Who comes out on top, Cadillac or Audi? Who comes
Audi.
out on top?
As a new Cadillac fan, I'm gonna have to agree with them. I mean, if the way they ended the season, and if they've already been working, I love the driver lineup of Bottas and Checo just because it'll be fun to have both of them,
Yep.
those characters back on the grid. But I think I got to lean Audi as much as I don't want to. It'd be fun to see a new team come in,
Yeah.
first new team since we've all been fans.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, like new, like 11th team.
11th team.
You know, but I just my
No,
gut
yeah.
actually leans Audi.
You guys are totally right, and that's exactly why I'm picking Cadillac, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Hey,
be
I'd love
honest
to
with
see
you.
it.
I think Cadillac's goal for next year is to score some points.
For sure. Score
That is-
points.
that is
Dang.
it.
Score points, and then the next 2 seasons after that, develop. So by the
think-
time you get your own engine in 2030, you can start
My
competing.
yeah,
with the
I mean
top
you're
teams.
you're right.
I think I'm just a little delusional at the moment because you're right.
My-
You're 100% correct. I'm just like, there's like a part of me that's
He likes
like,
being
but what
devil's
if,
advocate
what if they
today.
finish 10th and not 11th? How
My-
crazy would that be?
That
My
would be
argument
because Alpine
is-
would be 11th, but that would be crazy.
Like a lot of people are saying like, oh, but they're gonna have such an experienced lineup, and I'm looking back, I'm like, yeah, but like, how did Bottas do in Sauber?
Yeah.
He scored zero. He
but-
scored 0 points across 2 seasons.
But both these drivers contributed to WDC winners.
Once upon a time, when they were in top cars.
But they've also
Correct.
lost their seats, and now they're getting them back. And if we look back to K-Mag and Nico
And that's
Hulkenberg,
true. That's
that
true.
is that's something
could
that
be.
happens, you know?
You're getting me all excited.
I am
Joe.
really excited to see what Checo's going to look like in a lower tier car.
And
Love Checo.
you're gonna have to buy that F1 game this year because it's gonna have a new team. You got to have it.
Actually, I'm
Actually-
gonna have to buy the F1 DLC because
Yep.
they're not making a new game.
That's
this
right.
year.
I heard about
Yep.
that. How much is the DLC gonna be? The same
It's
as a
probably
game?
going to be a full price game.
Probably,
$70.
Knowing EA, yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna buy it because I'm a chump. All right,
Because I'm a chump.
outro us out, please.
Yeah, no doubt. Mike,
Thank God you said it.
Mike, thanks for being here. Of course, I'm glad we
Wow.
could finally get
Yeah.
this
What a
opportunity
season
to end
Guys,
the
what a
season.
season! What a season!
I
Joe,
hate that it's
your
done.
mom is here. She texted me here a little bit ago.
She's waiting outside.
Yeah, she's
for like an
angry.
hour, actually. We're way behind. So, Kev, obviously, thanks for being
Kevin,
here.
thank you so
all
much for everything
season,
you
for
do
doing
all
everything.
season long.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to the banter, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or iHeartRadio. And as far as we know, Fast Labs will be back for 2026. But that's a wrap on 2025 F1 season. McLaren, your champions. Lando Norris, your WDC champion. Pierre Gasly up next, 26. Peace.
That's an outro.
That is an outro.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the Boys.